welcome to Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on, and well, I've done Doom 64. Guess it was about time I do the original Doom, or well, more specifically, this is Doom plus Doom 2, the Night Dive Studios collection, because it isn't just Doom or Doom 2, it's also Sigil. And No Rust for the Living, and Plutonia, and TNT, and Sigil 2, and this new one called Legacy of Rust. Also master levels for Doom 2, I believe. So it's got a lot of stuff. Let's talk about that for a second. So, I know some people actually consider all of these different Doom experiences to just be part of classic Doom. So you know how Crow Team themselves consider Serious Sam First and Second Encounter as just the one game, Serious Sam 1 Classic? Well, it seems that that's basically how it works with Doom as well. Where, yes, Doom 1 is Doom 1, this is Doom 1 Episode 2 right here. But at the same time, you have Doom 2, which is really just an expansion to that, and all sorts of different level packs which are treated as your own games. And nowadays it's just one unified experience, right? And if you're buying this for the $10 that it's on Steam, holy shit, I mean, like, that's a lot of game, right? You're not just getting the two games, you're getting everything. Like, they really should. I feel like it makes more sense for them to market it differently, to be honest. Like, Doom plus Doom 2 is massively underselling this package. They should just call it like the well, not Ultimate Doom, because that's actually a thing, but I guess the I don't want to say definitive Doom, because the word definitive now kind of has a dirty meaning. Thanks, Rockstar. I don't know how relevant that'll be in the future, but still. Yeah, well, I don't know what to call it, but something other than what they've called it, because it's greatly underselling how much there actually is in the game. So aside from that, though, how is this port? It's pretty freaking great. It's Night Dive as usual. It runs on literally anything. I mean, seriously. I've benchmarked this on my grandma's laptop, and it fucking works. It runs smooth. I mean, could you expect anything less? I mean, I know it's Doom, but it's a modern engine. I was thinking, okay, it's got to be more demanding. No, apparently not. It'll run on anything, okay? Trust me, that's the ultimate, like, low-end benchmark. So that's besides the point. What else is there? I'm surprised he never implemented mouse look. I kind of got it for Doom 64 on PC, but why here? Like, really, there's no mouse look. You can't look up and down, that's what I mean. Yeah, sure, that is how the games were. I don't know. It would make things a little more approachable to a modern audience. Like, I'm okay with it. I understand that's how the games are supposed to be played, but I imagine people who aren't so accustomed to Doom would find this really weird and claustrophobic feeling to not be able to look up and down, but hey, that's what GZ Doom is for, right? You can just take the Legacy of Rust files from here, dump them in GZ Doom, and have yourself a good old time. And speaking of Legacy of Rust, you know what, let's just go ahead and jump on over. So this is actually what you have in the game. All of this stuff, look at this. Look at how much game you get, my god. And of course you have to put Sigil in there, because, I mean, it's John Romero, it basically is canon. But here's Legacy of Rust. Because let me talk about one thing that really surprised me about Legacy of Rust. Let's just start with Episode 1. Hurt me plenty. It's the fact that, despite this being a relatively recent addition to the Doom series, it doesn't feel recent. Well, I mean, the detail of the levels is way beyond what the original game said. This clearly shows 30 years of learning how to use this engine. Because, like, going back to the original Doom levels, they look so barren in comparison. Like, look at this. Oh, so much detail. But the level design is, well, look at this. It's actually not too far in complexity to the original Doom. Which on one hand is cool, because if you're really into that kind of level design, this will have you covered. It just kind of surprised me, because usually they will, simplify things as the years go on to make it easier to understand for different audiences. So the fact that they stuck to their guns so hard here and just went, no, we're going to make this actual Doom level design with confusing layouts. This first level isn't too bad, but let me tell you, the later stages, I've not completed this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not completed this this campaign, because I just can't. It's like, what? Really, my only option is to just no clip at that point. You know what else I want to talk about, actually? Music. This music is awesome. I love how they went for this MIDI sound, despite the fact that they could have just had Andrew Hulshult do the whole fucking thing, I imagine, right? And speaking of which, his score, I thought it would be unfitting for the vanilla game, but No, it's really not, because Doom is the kind of thing that's been kept so alive by the community that it doesn't feel unfitting whatsoever to see Doom footage with modern sounding music on top. It really doesn't feel inappropriate at all, because at this point Doom is just part of, well, it's eternal culture. It's never gonna feel dated, if that makes sense. But as for the music here, listen to this chord progression. That's not Doom. That's an anime song. And you know what's really good? I really love the soundtrack, but it's so un-Doom. Like, the thing about Doom's music is it's just kind of a couple simple riffs, usually in E, and then you go up a fourth, then you go back down. It's a blues thing. You go up a fifth, music theory shit that no one really cares about, but you can easily tell when it's like a classic Doom song. Here, it's just harmony, the kind of harmony you would hear in an anime opening. And that's cool. It's just, it doesn't really sound like Doom to me, but whatever. I do appreciate the fact that he went with the MIDI sound to show that MIDI can do some real cool shit. And actually, a lot of people have this misconception that MIDI can't sound good. Bruh, like 90% of modern popular music is made with MIDI. You know, very few real instruments are played anymore. But anyway, that's besides the point, though. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, there was something I actually noticed after going through all of the different... am I even going the right way? I have no idea. Let's go ahead and go to some other campaign. Because I noticed this after going through all of the different campaigns here, that there is a... Let's try Plutonia, why not? Plutonia, this is the new game. Let's do Ultra Violence, fuck it. Because I want to talk about that as well, the difficulty. So, something I noticed is that as the games go on, as the years go by, the baseline difficulty of these games just exponentially increases. And I understand that because Doom is popular and a lot of people play it, and they're just sort of expected to have played it and to already know what's up. And so a lot of these map packs are made by fans. In fact, TNT Evolution was, controversially a fan-made map pack that was later commercialized by id. And so, typically fans, they will want their games to push them, right? They know the mechanics inside and out, and they just want a more difficult experience. So what do when they get their hands on the tools to make it themselves? They do that. They make it really hard. And so because of that, over time, it's just the level packs just keep getting harder and harder. Like, I've tried Sigil, which is made by John Romero himself, right? And wow, I can't say it's like brutal or anything, but it is pretty tough. Honestly, I'm not the best at Doom. You can clearly tell by the gameplay. I'm not super great at what you would call boomer shooters. Although, I don't know, I have my own distinction. I mean, yes, this is more of a boomer shooter. Because there's something else that I like to refer to. I call them mover shooters. So, games like Severed Steel, Trepang 2, Turbo, Ultra Kill, Overkill, whatever you call it. I think those are two separate games, actually. Also, Echo Point Nova. I call them mover shooters because they actually are very modern in their design. They're not super confusing or anything. It's more so the fact that there's a heavy emphasis on the movement. This is very much it's literally a boomer shooter. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold on. I was thinking of using God mode, which, thank you so much, Night Dive. You know your audience well. You know that I suck at this. Let's see. I don't even know what frickin' switch to flip. I literally had to watch a Big Mac Davis video to figure this out. But anyway, besides the point though, yeah, it's just interesting seeing the baseline difficulty kind of go up with each game. And it makes sense that you would do that, and it actually, funnily enough, lends itself very well to a difficulty curve when playing for all the experiences. See, something that typically sequels and expansions will have a problem with is when they're made, as big commercial releases by professional developers, they will assume that the people playing have no fucking idea how to play. Now, granted, I'm just gonna do this. Granted, the assumption is usually correct, because it's like, hey, what if we have these new people jumping on board after hearing good things about the original, but not necessarily playing it? Exactly, that is a concern. And so, the problem that comes with that is the fact... I need the blue key. The problem that comes with that is the fact that if you're going through all of said expansions or experiences in a series, what ends up happening is... okay, I really don't need God mode. Let me go ahead and get a safe spot. Oh, okay, actually, no, let's keep God mode on for now, because this is a little bit much. when you're creating the experience, when you're going through the experience, what ends up happening is you have these difficulty drops. So let's say you're playing through Half-Life 2 and the expansions, and all of a sudden you're on at the start of episode 1, and it's like, oh, fuck me, it's tutorial mode all over again, right? I've had enough of this shit with the first game. In fact, it would be nice if you could skip those kind of things, but I mean, that's what chapter selects are for, I guess. Come on, fucking, I see why everyone hates these things now, these pain elementals, because they spawn in freaking lost souls. Enemies that spawn more enemies are never good enemies. I don't care about game design, I care about the fact that this annoys me so much. But anyway, where was I? So that's actually one thing that this collection and others of its kind would actually have as an advantage. The fact that you don't have those sudden difficulty drops, you just have a constant difficulty scale. It just keeps getting harder, so this is quite a bit trickier, as you can see by the fact that I have to use God mode. Even though I am on Ultra Violence, which I typically don't play on. Although, here's another thing. Doom, I don't know what it is about the game design, but I do feel that it's one of those shooters where I do legitimately feel that playing it on the harder difficulty is just so much better. Because me being the pansy that I am, I instinctively went ahead and just played it on the... I know I'm playing with God mode, but that's just a demonstrational thing. I went ahead and started playing on the easiest difficulty just because, well, I haven't played this game in a while, you know? Don't care how much of a classic it is, I just haven't played it that much, so I should probably start on easy. And you know what ended up happening? I ended up being bored out of my mind. Honestly, the game is so much better on a higher difficulty. In fact, let's just prove that right now by disabling God mode. Shit. And, okay, we got some imps, they're not too hard. Chain gunners, they're easy. Let's switch over to the chain gun. I'm not a fan of this wheel right here. It's a little bit, not that it's confusing, it just feels a little janky to use. Night Dive can do better than that. I'm surprised there's no weapon wheel, like, that slows down time like how you would in the Quake games like they did. Maybe they can't implement it in this particular version of the KEX engine, but what the fuck do I know? I only use Godot. Right, so how would I be able to tell you? So let's see if I can figure out how to get... Seriously though, like, how the fuck do I... Ah, teleporter, yes. You know, I'm pretty sure I've already been here before. So, level design is typical Doom stuff. Oh, now I'm back here. Yeah, you get the point. It's not very straightforward. Now, keep in mind, this particular map pack was released in, like, 1995, so... Or was it 6? I'm not sure. Actually, what am I gonna say at the end of this video, like I always do, where I quote the year of release? Because it wouldn't really be accurate just to say 1993. What I have to say, 1993, 4, 5, 6, I think 7 as well, because no, this doesn't include Doom 64. Why didn't they do that, by the way? Why didn't they just include Doom 64 in the package? I mean, maybe, oh, it's possible that maybe they're running on a slightly different version of the KEX engine, which doesn't support these particular things. What do I know? I use Godot. Anyway, let's just try and I can get the freaking key. God, get the fuck out, because there's no other way. Actually trying to face him would just be suicide. Now I gotta find a way back to safety, except that... Oh, fuck this. Let's just use God mode for this. Punch. See, that would have killed me. Oh, actually, God mode rejuvenates all your health, too. That's nice. It's kind of like the refresh function in Serious Sam, where he goes like, where you can type in, please refresh. Crow Team, teaching children manners while they cheat at video games. That's great. Anyway, I think now I can go ahead and find the proper exit. Where is it? Where is it? I do like that about Duke Nukem, where he goes like, where is it? So another thing I wanted to talk about was the art direction, actually, for Doom. It's always struck me as an interesting mix of really bright colors, and yet the game is still kind of, it's dark, but it never feels edgy, if that makes sense. It clearly is trying to be. This is like early 90s equivalent to an edgy game. This is just before the whole real is brown, kind of like, you know, brown shooters, if that makes... Ah, there you go. Found it. Found the exit to the first level of Plutonia. My god, there it is. I don't like it when they make the exit not actually look like an exit. But anyway, so I do really enjoy the aesthetic of Doom, just how it's aged. I feel like it's aged significantly better than Quake's. Even though Quake in of itself looks really cool, too... I don't know, just look at these textures. It's a very interesting cross-section, like an evolution of the Wolfenstein 3D art style, really, because this came out right after Wolfenstein 3D. Not even, like, a year after Wolfenstein 3D. So you can see a lot of red. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if these textures in particular are from Wolf 3D, these wall textures, because they look... Oh, I'm fucking dead. So that's one. These wall textures look very familiar. I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence. Also, can I not disable texture filtering? Come on, guys. I looked for this option earlier. Where is it? Video settings. God damn it, Night Dive. You let me do that for Doom 64. I don't want my texture fill. Oh, fuck me. I realize I'm pistol starting this, and I've got chain gunners. Damn it, Dario Casali. Was this Dario Casali or was it the other guy? I don't know, but one of them went on to work on Half-Life, and you can tell. Shoot, 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 and I'm fucking dead. Okay, so at this point, the level is unwinnable, so we're just gonna go ahead and God mode it. Actually, no. Is there Impulse 101? That doesn't work. Damn it. Night Dive, implement that, please. Anyway, because, you know, if you type in Impulse 101 in Half-Life, and then it gives you all the weapons. Die, stupid chain gun. There you go. Now I have something that I can actually use, so let's go ahead and just disable God mode, because I feel like it would be actually cheating at that point when I have the means to defend myself. When I don't, then it's not cheating. Oh, fuck me. No, it's time for God mode again. So, at this point, I don't really know where I'm going with this video, considering that there's really not that much more to talk about when it comes to Doom. It's the kind of game where everything's already been said. If anything, I guess, what would I recommend as far as going through the games? I really do recommend you go through the games in order. Not just to see the evolution of how people learn to use the engine and stuff, and how the levels get more and more elaborate, but because of the difficulty curve, I made a massive mistake starting with Legacy of Rust, because, oh, well, I've played a little bit of the original Doom, I want to check out the new stuff. Well, Legacy of Rust legitimately does assume that you've played the hell out of, well, it correctly assumes, for the most part, depending on the audience, that you've played the hell out of Doom. So it just doesn't pull any punch-ins. Punch-ins? Yes. It doesn't pull any of its punch-ins, and because of that, you dial. Oh, no. Oh. Huh. How convenient. They actually put some teleporters down here. That's nice of them. Where the hell do I go now? I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea. So I really recommend you just play through them in order. But, yeah, I almost forgot to talk about this, and I really am glad I remembered to. I think it's really, I'm kind of mixed on the decision that Night Dive made to open up all of the levels at once. So typically with most video games, you would have like a progression where you go from level 1 to level 2 and you unlock them and you can't just skip to the next one. But here, and in fact, with a lot of their more recent remasters, they've just been letting you play however. Just, yeah, okay, you want to go to this particular level of this part of the game? Sure, go ahead. And I actually totally understand that. You know why? Because again, there's a good chunk of people who are probably either only getting this for Legacy of Rust. What the fuck do I do now, actually? I just realized I have no idea what to do. Hold on, this doesn't seem right. Whatever, a ton of people who are probably just getting this for Legacy of Rust and just want to conveniently have the rest of the games just with them in one convenient package, or they really aren't interested in anything in particular. They just want to have a bunch of Doom levels selectable, and I get that. I feel that there's really nothing necessarily wrong with phasing out the concept of linear level progression in very arcade-like games in this sense. This is a very arcadey sort of title. You'd never see it in the arcades, but you get what I mean. And so, what the hell am I supposed to do in this section? I'm just gonna no-clip because I don't know what else to do. But where was I? I completely forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so I don't really have a problem with them doing this. Because let's be real, like, if you really want to get all the levels anyway, you could always just download someone else's save file or something like that. So just letting things be opened up that way, I think it makes sense, especially for this kind of game. Because let's be real, this is really a new experience. A lot of people have already played these things before. Oh, I really should not have spawned over here. If I soft lock myself, I mean, I can always just no-clip back. But yeah, it's odd that you could just fall off in those teleporters. Whatever. I love the way the Doom engine handles no-clip. It's so strange. You just get teleported to the top of whatever surface you're on. I find that really cool. Anyway, now that I've completely broken this game, I think it's about time we ended for this episode. So, this has been Focus on B, the video series where I spend about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on, and this has been Doom, well, specifically Doom 1+2, 1993/2024.